faster we're falling, we're stopping and stalling, we're running in circles again. Just as things were looking up, he said it wasn't good enough, but still we're trying one more time.
Hello, welcome back. You were joining me the day before we go to Aston Walls. This time at Aston Walls, we're not there for a lesson, but we're there for the 3-phase training show. So you're given a time for your dressage, you're given a time for your show jumping, and then you can just go off cross country. And there's people scattered about on the cross country course, but it's not judged, if you like. None of it's judged. It is just doing the motions of a one-day event without any pressure, no tannoys, no bell to start you off on the show jumping. You just go. And it's smart attire. So I think most people wear like a cream or a white jodhpur with just a smart top. You can wear show stuff if you want, but I've got a nice waistcoat and that I might wear for the dressage and show jumping. Although the show jumping, I might actually put my cross-country shirt on underneath so that I can then go back and just quickly get changed and off we go. So there's not too much hanging around. So we're nice and early. 8:48 is my dressage, hence why I've come to you now. I thought, do this now, because I'm not going to be at my best at that time in the morning. We've got to leave at 6:30. But I have been on walk the course today, so I will insert that next, and I'll see you tomorrow. Right, very oddly, it began in the new big top arena. So you've got the practice arena to your right there, you come up, and then you come up to this. And to the right of you here is the box park. So not ideal, but okay. That second fence was spooky. And you'll see why in a minute, but I wished I'd gone for the palisade because the palisade next to it looked much more inviting. Oh, how times have changed. Not that long ago, I was doing that end. Now I'm doing this end. But, see how he's going as to which ones we do. Just coming up to fence 5, a wee double. Right, let's stride it out. There it is. 1, 2, 1. Four strides. Not going to lie, I think the 90 looks a tad more inviting than the 80 with this one, guys. Oh, look there. What's that they're doing over there? HS2, that's it. I nearly said H2O and I was like, that's wrong. But yeah, oh, we've got snails. Or a little house. I think you could do the little house, to be fair. No offence, snails. 7 we just go through, I think. Oh no, there's a B section over there. So I'll be better off we're coming from around those trees there, right next to the white line. Brown's a little bit on the firm side, guys. Although they have got this on it, so that's good. And then it's 7A through the water, and we pop out over that. Number 8, just in case you couldn't read. So from fence 8, we go through here. What is waiting for us through the gap? Now that is what the horse is thinking. Horses don't get to walk the course. They're like, what next?
So if you're the baby fences through this bit.
There we go. There's fence 9A and B. And for fence 10, we've got a little corner. Right, so we've got a little wee here Now, looking at these guys, I think I may attempt the 90. I just think it looks a lot more inviting, and he's just going to look down at that, whereas he's going to have his eyes up a little bit more for this one. We got interrupted. Let's watch the novice horsey. Eee. Nice. Another A and B. Like their A and Bs on this training track. However, it is what he looks at the most, so the more practice we get, the better, I guess. Oh look, we get to share one with the 90 anyway. Look at this. Boom. Come on, Arch. Nearly home, boy. 14. Again, you know, I think I might attempt that. We'll see how he's jumping as to which one I go for. This is the good thing about the training ones. You can pick and choose. Didn't realise, guys, that is the finish. So I might just as well, if he's going well, try and do that one. And there's a horse coming, so I'm going to get out of the way. Ah! Good morning. Hello, handsome. Are you alright, sweetheart? Hi. He says, well, Mum, you're early. We're very early, sweetheart. We're very early. Good morning. Oh, it's quite a nice morning, actually. It's not exactly cold. It is actually quite mild, which is amazing. I know I've got a coat on, and this is really thin. It's a roll neck, but it's really thin. And what I'm planning on doing is wearing my gilet over the top of it. I have got white droppers on. I've got them covered with my leggings. But yeah, a gilet, and I've got the white droppers with the grey seating. I thought they'd be perfect for a training day. So yeah, we've got about half an hour before we need to leave, and we've just got here. So he's going to have his breakfast. He has quite a large breakfast. Well, he has the same for breakfast as he does for dinner. All recommended to me by Bailey's. And he's on his new feed. So, well, part of it, the Ease and Excel, there's a bag there. He's still on the low-cal balancer, but that is going to change to the performance balancer once the bag's down a bit. There's no point in wasting it, is there? But yeah, anyway, I better get a move on, get the kid fed, and get him on the lorry. Right, not doing too bad. 6:33, we're loaded. Let's do this. Looking forward to this, I have to say. Right, guys, we're here. It's just come up for 8 o'clock. It's 7 something. I am kitted up. I've got the little grey inner sticky bits, and I've just got a thin black roll neck with my Holland and Cooper waistcoat. I think it looks quite smart. Just a smart attire, so yeah. Let's do this. Here he is already. Obviously he hasn't got to be plaited because it's a training show. Isn't that right, dude? But you do look smart. You're handsome. Very handsome. Now, because we were so early on, the practice arena wasn't that busy. There was only one horse that decided to canter right past us, coming at us. It made him jump. So I actually got quite a decent warm-up, and he was feeling good. Bit of a head wobble there. I'm just having to remember to let go of that outside rein on my turns. I'd been holding it until Kerry pointed it out. But anyway, here we are, having a trot round. I think this was like our second or third time round. I think the bell either has gone or is about to. So I thought I would put Kenny's footage on, and that we could be the judge from E today. So here we go. Enter at working trot, proceed down centre line without halting at C, track left. We scored a 6.5, head swinging but fairly straight. HXF, change the rein in working trot, 6.5. And she's put little marks to say as above. F, A, working trot. A, half 20 metre circle right to X. 6.5 again, nice rhythm to bend, rather fussy to contact and head swinging. X, half a 20 metre circle left to C, 6.5. Between C and H, working canter left, we've got a 7 for that transition. Did pull his head up a bit, so I'm quite surprised, she obviously missed that. E, 20 metre circle left in working canter, 6.5, falling through outside shoulder. He does like to fall to the right, guys. That is his nemesis. Between K and A, working trot, we scored a 7 for that. A, half a 20 metre circle left to X, 6.5, more suppleness and steadier to contact. X, half 20 metre circle right to C, 6.5. Between C and M, transition to working canter right. For this, we scored a 7, which was well deserved. At B, 20 metre circle right, we scored a 7. Little onto outside shoulder. Yeah, he's not as bad this way. Definitely straighter on this rein. Between F and A, working trot, we scored a 7. It said more balanced in transition. Between K and E, medium walk. Now for this walk, we rightly so scored a 7. Pleased with that. He has got a good walk. I'm very lucky there. He naturally walks out. Good old race horses. E, B, F, half a 20 metre circle right, free walk on a long rein. We've scored a 7. Nice steps, could take rein more forward. He does struggle with that. That is a work in progress. So yes, totally agree. F, A, D, medium walk. We scored a 6, some loss of rhythm and fluency. You saw that just then. D, working trot. G, halt, immobility, salute, leave arena, free walk, long rein at an appropriate place. We scored a 6.5. Against hand, but straight and square. Collective marks, we got 7, 7, 6.5 and a 7 for my position. I think even Kenny is saying what a nice test that was. Definitely felt like his best. We scored a 67.25, which in eventing is a brilliant 32.75. I was thrilled. Well, I think you'll agree. Shame that wasn't a competition, because I think that's the best test he's done. Obviously the judges' remarks will tell, but personally I think that was his best ever. But it was so much more relaxed. He only had one jump from another horse in the practice arena, which was coming a bit fast past us and a bit close. But other than that, he was super. So on to the next stage, show jumping. Have to say, I was actually really pleased with how he warmed up in the show jumping. Felt quite good before having to go into the arena and jump. Now, I had to ride him into this. I can feel him just backing off a little, having a little look. You will notice after the first couple of fences, he gets into his rhythm and we are off. Now, I personally feel that that was his best round of show jumping to date. Once he got his rhythm, he was off. That felt amazing. Well, wasn't he super? I had to really ride over the first fence. He's still a little bit lucky, I can feel it, but once he got going and got into his rhythm, we were gone. I did hold him a bit too much coming into number 8. My eyesight went a bit yellow poles coming into the light, and I was like, oh God, I've got too close. But he popped it, and then I rode him up to the next one and then just had to do a half halt to pop that, because obviously I was slightly wrong from jumping in wrong at the first part. But he bossed the one-strided double. One-strided doubles has been our nemesis, and he jumped that the best out of the whole lot. Can you believe that? But what a shame it's not a competition, because so far I'm absolutely buzzed with the kid. I feel that's the best dressage he's done, and that's the best round of show jumping he's done. It really is. It's just like things are starting to twig now. It's just a little bit lucky. So on that cross country, I'm going to keep my stirrups at my show jumping length, and I'm just going to wrap my legs around him and say, come on. But I'm riding more confidently now, saying, come on. And I just feel like we are more as one. So fingers crossed for next phase. Right, I better get ready. Right, he didn't need much of a warm-up before I started jumping. Yeah, that happens. If I've been warming up and I don't go and show him the fence first to let him know that we're jumping, he will do just that. He will stop. I think he did have a little bit of a look at it, because he was having a look a second time around. I could feel him he just backs himself off. You can see it from the side angle a bit more than you can any other angle. But you will notice, I'll come around and jump the palisade in a minute. He jumps out a lot better. Not palisade, it's like a little house.
Right, good luck. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to run like the clappers over there. Yeah, cheers for that. Oh, seriously, good luck.
Thank you.
Have fun. Yeah, and they're off.
I'm not going to lie, this annoyed me a bit. He could have gone. He was having a good old look. I should have jumped the palisade next to it. I did think that looked more inviting than that second fence in the 80. But we live and we learn. Off we go. Right, the next fence on from here is that corner, and he had a really good look at it. So we ended up having a stop, but we stood there, looked at it, and then he came around and popped it on the second attempt. Can't be too mad at him for that. We haven't really done corners.
Oh, that was quick.
It's not a long course.
How about a breath running down there?
Well, that's us done. 2 out of 3 is not bad, is it? Well, I say that. We've got round the cross country. He had 2 stops. He stopped at the second fence. I'm kicking myself a bit because you're going away from the practice arena. You're passing all the boxes. And it's a piddly little chair with these green things, like little trees on it. And he's just like, what? I was going to jump the Palisade, the 90 next to it, which I'll be honest was much more inviting. So note to self, next time do that. Give him something to look at and focus on. That's a lot more inviting. And then he was jumping quite well, and he was a little bit spooky at the double at the top, but we got there. And the water, he trotted in, but I couldn't get him to canter out, but we got there in the end, and we popped over the fence. And then he had a little look at the corner. It was a proper corner. It was quite wide at one side, and he just went, what is that? I don't get it. Obviously with them being low, but it's probably easier when they're bigger, if I'm honest. So he stopped and he had a proper look at it. He was like, no, what's that? But then I come round and he popped over it the second time once he'd had a look. And then he carried on. He did jump some of the 90s. I didn't jump all the 80s. So I cannot be upset with that. He was brilliant. He's just got to keep learning to run and jump out of his stride. That still to come. But we haven't actually done a lot of cross country. And when you're practicing, you do your stop and start, don't you? You don't get that proper run. And Kenny just said to me, he's not really learning and getting the miles in, doing that, the practice, till he comes out and does it. So that's what these training shows are about, and I'm so pleased I did it. Next one is Little Downham, where we're doing this, but the day before we have got combined training, show jumping and dressage, and then it's a 2-phase at Little Downham, which is just the show jumping and cross country. So yeah, all good. Looking forward to that. But yeah, he just needs to go out and do it. I mean, look at him with the show jumping and the dressage. We've been doing quite a bit of that. Look how that's come on. So now to concentrate on the cross country. But right, I'm going to go grab his sheet, my dressage sheet. I don't know what score I got. Well, Dad and Kenny take the studs out. Kenny's learning. And we'll see when we get home. We are home. Barrett of poo done his field. He's out. I love it when I can come back and put him out. That's a good thing about going early. We had the better weather as well. It got really cloudy over there and started spitting. It's a bit brighter here, back home. But there's definitely a sub 30 pending, isn't there? I was thrilled with that dressage, and I was thrilled with the show jumping. Really thrilled. And the fact that he's jumped some 90s on the cross country. The ones he stopped at were the 80s. But that'll come with experience, confidence, because he is still head like, oh, what's that horse doing over there? Or what's that there? And I'm like, mate, please pay attention. But he's young and inexperienced, and that will come. And the running and jumping, I think, will come with confidence. The more he does, the better he'll get, just like he has with the dressage and the show jumping. So yeah, that is my next focus. This week I'm working all week. Obviously it's the Easter weekend coming up, and he's got the combined training on Sunday, and then on the Monday he's off to do the 2-phase at Little Downham. Little Downham is 85 to 90, it says, which now I've jumped a few of the 90 there as well as some of the 80s. I don't feel so bad. I'm like, yeah, he can do it. The height's not a problem. It's what he's looking at. He's a bit of a looker, so he's just got to trust me and go. And he does look at the doubles on the cross country course, but nailing it in the show jumping now, so that is good. But I've been practicing that. So yes, now to practice things like corners and lines and things on the cross country, and just running and jumping over a whole load. So we did say one good place to go is Angus Smales. He's got a couple of fields full of them, and he's got quite the incline and everything as well to practice, which is really good. Practice their balance, help with his fitness as well. And you can string a whole load together and it doesn't get packed there, not like Barracliff does. So that'll be on the list after and prior to Princethorpe, which we are doing at the end of May with the riding club. That's a 2-day event. I've entered the 80 again. Until he's running and jumping, I'm not going any higher. Obviously, with the practice things, I can pop the odd 90 in, but I'm not doing the whole course. And he's going to have to do road and tracks as well, and steeplechase, which I haven't done ever either. So I'm looking forward to that. So we will go and do some cross-country practice before that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he does next week at Little Downham now that he's done this, because he hadn't actually seen a cross-country fence since off church, which was a about 2-3 weeks ago now. So fair play to him, fair play. Anyway, I need to empty this barrow, and I still got to empty his barrow from this morning because I mucked out and left it in there, and we got here and we're gone. So I just need to finish doing a stable. But thank you once again for coming along. I hope you're enjoying the journey as much as I am. And sub 30 pending, as is a clear round cross country. So stay with us, and hopefully we'll make it. Right. Bye.
Yeah, see you later.